Today we are going to list what I think are the best Logitech gaming mice of the year. If you had the chance to win one of these mice, which one would it be and why? Let me know in the comments below. Without wasting time, first on the list we have the best for FPS games, the Logitech G Pro Wireless. Competitive gamers beat your match. There's nothing quite like the Logitech G Pro Wireless mouse, and few can match its simplistic, intuitive design. It's claimed to be the ultimate gaming mouse for FPS esports professionals. The G Pro Wireless is relatively small at 4.92 to 2.50 to 1.57 inches, although it's still big enough that you can hold it comfortably in either a palm or claw grip. The mouse has a perfectly ambidextrous design with a left button and a right button, a clickable scroll wheel, and two thumb buttons on either side by default. You may have noticed that I didn't mention a button for adjusting dots per inch, the DPI sensitivity. Well, the G Pro Wireless has one, but it's not where you'd expect it to be. Rather than placing this button above the right button or below the scroll wheel, the two popular locations for the DPI buttons, Logitech has moved this control to the bottom of the mouse. I don't know whether gamers are going to love or hate this decision, but I see the logic behind it. The Hero sensor takes pride of place in the Wireless Pro. This highly efficient sensor allows for ludicrously long battery life while retaining acceleration-free, high-performance optical tracking. The Wireless Pro will last up to 48 hours of use with the RGB lighting on or 60 hours with the lighting disabled. The Hero 25K sensor hits up to a 25,600 DPI resolution, which translates to buttery smooth tracking. Most high-end gaming mice are going to offer something similar, but know that the G Pro Wireless can keep up with the best. Next on the list, we have the best for MMO mouse from Logitech, the Logitech G600. Some of your watchers may be balking at the idea of a button-loaded MMO mouse. After all, it doesn't seem to make sense to have more buttons than fingers you can count. Yet, Logitech has answered to a niche group of gamers and has now unleashed a G600 to conquer the deepest dungeons and the most distant galaxies. This is a gaming mouse to fulfill the needs of the most hardcore of MMO gamers. In terms of comfort, the G600 is a delight for anyone with a palm grip. Since the thumb controls 12 of its 20 buttons, there is no groove for the thumb. Rather than the index finger controls the left button, the middle finger controls the right button, and the ring finger rests on a third button that activates the mouse's macro controls. At 4.69 ounces, 133 grams, the G600 is a bit heavier than the standard gaming mouse, and at 4.6 to 2.9 to 1.6 inches, it's quite a bit bulkier too. However, the heft makes the mouse feel substantial and satisfying to use. While the DPI can be fiddled around with, the G600 lacks a dedicated DPI adjusting button. Altering it requires interacting with the downloadable software. In MMOs, this isn't a great concern. However, the DPI does range from 200 to 8,600, allowing for great control over pointer sensitivity. Using the G600 in an MMO is a delight, though one that took me a couple of hours to get used to. The back row of thumb buttons can be a bit tricky to reach, requiring one to move their thumb down slightly, which is a tad awkward, but I barely notice it now. In games like Guild Wars 2, Blade and Soul, or Desert Online, it really proves its worth, freeing the left hand up to focus entirely on the movement. With kinetic or more action-based MMOs, this was a massive boon. Worry not, I didn't forget you Dota or League players. For you, I have the Logitech G903, which is the best for MOBA. The Logitech G903 Lightsync is a great gaming mouse. It has excellent build quality and great ergonomics. It's suitable for use with either hand, and you can use any grip you prefer. That's why it is mostly preferred towards the MOBA players, since you will be using the mouse a lot and you need the best comfort. Starting with the basics, the G903 comes with up to 11 keys depending on how you set it up. Out of the box, there are 2 extras on its left side and an option to add 2 more to the right using a magnetically attached plastic plug. The idea here is to let gamers set up the mouse for either left or right hand, which for left-handed people, this idea was very welcome. You may even choose to go all out and have 4 side buttons, although personally I think that's overkill even if you're an avid MOBA player. The Logitech G903's build quality is excellent. It's made mostly of plastic with latex grips, and thanks to its sturdy construction, it feels very solid. Even the removable magnetic buttons look nicely into place and have no wobble. Oh, and it for sure screams gaming mouse. The G903 has a polling rate to up to 1000 reports per second and a maximum sensitivity of 12,000 dpi. Together, these allow the G903 to keep up with even the most precise and rapid inputs without experiencing lapses in performance. In my testing, the G903 consistently performed without any latency or sluggishness, delivering the snappy responsiveness one would expect from a top-tier gaming mouse. Next up, we have the most affordable Logitech gaming mouse, the Logitech G203 Lightsync Best Budget. The Logitech G203 Lightsync is the perfect mouse for casual gamers on a budget. It's hard to argue with the raft of features on offer for the money, especially uber bright RGB lighting and comfortable shape. That being said, more competitive gamers should steer clear. When first released in April, the G203 Lightsync came in white or black. As of today, the mouse is available in lilac or blue too. No longer are you dependent on RGB to bring some color to your life. And while in hindsight, the black version may look more premium than the other colors, and I also prefer it more even though I had the chance to test the white one. The G203 Lightsync introduces Color Blend, which provides a gradient effect across the 3 colors selected. You can program RGB via Logitech's G Hub software. The colors selected in the color picker might not exactly match the LEDs on the mouse, but the hues will blend like watercolors, and a finale that won't disappoint. Combined with a commendable range of colors the G203 Lightsync comes in, I don't doubt that this mouse will end up being the best looking part of your gaming setup. The unnamed gaming grade sensor within the G203 offers a DPI range of 200 to 8000, which should prove more than enough for all but the most colossal of 4K monitors, at which point you might want to turn to something with a little more grandeur than the G203. The sensor is more than suitable for decent and consistent gaming and turns up a clean sheet in mouse sensor tests. Nevertheless, the G203 Lightsync is a very good all-around choice for a cheap gaming mouse. It's comfortable for all grip styles despite its small stature. It's simple and easy to use. For a lot of people, that's enough. Yeah, I know guys, of course I can't forget the icon of Logitech's gaming mouses, the Logitech G502 Hero, which is best overall. The Logitech G502 Hero is a great wired gaming mouse that feels well made and has a premium look. It has a ton of programmable buttons, low click latency, and a wide customizable CPI range. If you're familiar with the previous iteration of the G502, don't expect to see much change on the outside. It's still the dark, moody, angular, Batmobile-like mouse that it's always been. It may look odd in an office environment, but it fits in a gaming battle station just great. The build combines matte black plastic for the primary button and grips and puts glossy plastic between the mouse's aesthetically different sections and on the extra buttons. The matte plastic does a good job of hiding hand grease. The G502 Hero features customizable RGB lighting for the DPI indicators and Logitech G logo. Both lighting zones are smartly placed so they're visible between your thumb and index finger when holding the mouse. Accuracy is the name of the game that the G502 Hero plays best, thanks to the Precision Hero 25K sensor built specifically for it by the manufacturer. It is extremely well tuned to suit a variety of different tastes and needs, and if you're one of those PC gamers with weird offsets for their DPI settings, it supports a DPI from 100 to a whopping 16,000. Then the G502 Hero should always be at the top of your list. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video to be helpful, and if you have any questions about the products mentioned in this video, you can leave a comment down below in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Peace out.